think I'm halfway through making this crop sweater. This is actually the wave stitch pattern, and if you would like to make this, you could go ahead and watch it on TCDDIY. TCDDIY. I hope I got that right. Anyways, I'm going to write it out in the description box. The tutorial is quite easy to follow. Like, it wasn't difficult for me at all, although she made it as a shrug, a wave stitch shrug, but mine is more of a crop sweater. It's a bit longer in length, but this is stopping just above my navel. Actually, yeah, it's a crop sweater. Yes, so this is the wave stitch pattern. I am crazy about this pattern. Firstly, I couldn't think of a better yarn combo to use than this shade of, I think this is blue turquoise. I mean, like, this is just, it's giving the flow of the ocean, from the wavy pattern to the choice of color, you know, the flow of the color. It's a Moana themed sweater, and it's just giving, it's calming, it's giving serenity, it's giving ocean wave, it's giving everything. I just love this nature. Yeah, it's screaming nature. So I'm a bit chatty this morning, but basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm not trying to replicate this tutorial, because like I said, I watched the tutorial on TCDDIY and she did a very good job, you know, taking everyone, our audience, through every step and all of that. Yeah. Now, for me personally, I do not like when I'm making tops, sweater or cardigans or whatever that has sleeves or gowns. I am a fan of building my sleeve from the body of the top or whatever it is I'm making. I build my sleeve from the armhole that I've created. I don't really like making my sleeve separately and then attaching it. For me, it's a personal thing. It's not like there's one is better than the other, but for me, I just feel like this method, it gives this seamless feel. I don't know, like, it just feels seamless, and this is it right here. I don't, there's just a way I feel about this here. So most times when I'm watching a tutorial, and if the tutor is using another method of, you know, making a sleeve, I always try my best, you know, to incorporate my own method, which is this, to the pattern. At times it can get a bit tricky because, you know, going by the flow or maintaining that flow might be a bit different. So you just have to like think outside the box and figure out how you can make it work for you the way you want it. So that's exactly what I did, making this crop sweater, and it came out perfectly, like just as I envisaged it was gonna come out. It came out just as I wanted it. So on TCDDIY, basically the sleeve, the way she made her sleeve was that she did a foundation chain to the length of the sleeve. Now this sleeve I'm not done yet. I just stopped halfway to make this video. Yeah, so she made a foundation chain from here, from the body of the sweater. She made a foundation chain to the length of a sleeve, and then she started building out the sleeve. I think that would be, is that vertical now? Yeah, I personally I do not do well with that method. So what I did, I had to figure out a way to, I love going in rounds when I'm making my own sweater. Yeah, in rounds, and it could be in rounds or it could be in rounds back and forth. Anyway, so enough of talking, let me show you how I was able to achieve this. Yeah, like I said, I'm not starting this, I'm not going to start this from the scratch. There's no point replicating. If you want to make this pattern, just go ahead to a channel and watch it. But if you're like me and you love making your sleeve just the way I do mine, then definitely this tutorial is for you. So like I said, I'm maybe halfway or quarter way through with this sleeve, and here you can see I've not started this one, so I'm just gonna make this video to show you how I was able to achieve this method. So if you have followed through with the tutorial up until this point, definitely you have marked out your armhole, but maybe I need to explain how I did mine before I go into showing you how to make the sleeve. So you would recall that this pattern calls for us to make our foundation chain in the count of 15s, and luckily for me, the size I was making was exactly as what the tutorial was making, which is my foundation chain was 60. That's 15 in 4 places. And for the sleeve, we have to, in order to achieve this wave pattern, you have to also ensure that your sleeve is in the count of 15. Definitely 15 was not going to work for me because it would have been something as small as this. 30 was going to be too small, but luckily for me, 45 was just perfect. So this right here is a total of 45. And when we were evening out the side panels, the sides of our front and back panel, the single crochet that I did to even it out was a total of on this side it was 40, on this side it was 40, and on the other side it was 40 as well. So I had 40 single crochets here. So I had to count out 23 here. I marked it out. This is 23, and I had 17 left on both sides. So I added 1 to 45, which gave me 26, because 45 is an odd number, and I wanted to make sure that I had the same number of stitches on the front and the back panel. So I had to add 1 to make it a total of 46. But not to worry, that is not going to affect this pattern, because the 46th stitch is not going to be it's not going to count as a stitch. I would just be using the 46th stitch as my slip stitch to finish off each round as we go round. So it's 23 here and 23 here, which is a total of 46. So I think now we can go ahead. Once you've been able to mark out your armhole to the count of 15, it could either be 60. It all depends on the size you're making. So if yours is 60, good. If it's 45, it's all good. 30, all good. Now we can start. So like I said, even though we've already evened out the side panels, the side panels, I'm still going to go ahead and create a foundation for the sleeve that I'm about to make. So to do that, let me zoom this a bit. So to do that, I'm just gonna go right into this very stitch that I marked here. So I'm going to attach my yarn. I'm going to attach my yarn right there, and right into that same stitch I'm going to do 1 single crochet. So what we're basically doing here is the foundation of our sleeve, and that's just going to be just 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around. So for me, that's going to be a total of 46 single crochets. Okay, so I have worked my single crochet all the way around, and I'm about to work the very last one into this. This right here should be the 46th stitch, and I have worked my very last one there. Now you would recall I said the 46th one is not going to count as a stitch for us, so into this very first one I'm just going to work my slip stitch right there, and that first one will no longer be my first stitch, but just the closing up or finishing off stitch. So I'm going to move the stitch marker right to the second one, which is now going to become our new first stitch for this pattern. So now we are back to having a total of 45 instead of 60. So this is it right here. We have the foundation for our sleeve. Now to begin working the wave pattern, it's nothing different from what we've been doing when we're making the body of the sweater. So what we are going to do right now is you chain 2 just like we usually do. Then you'd make your, okay, now for this for the sleeve, since you're going in rounds, I can actually afford to make my very first this very first set of decrease. I can make it a complete set. You would recall that for the body we were making half of the decrease pattern, then the full increase pattern, then all the way to the end. But since you're going in rounds, I can actually make this very first set a full decrease pattern. But just because, you know, I'm used to that rhythm when I was making the body of the sweater, so I think I just want to maintain the same rhythm. Yeah, so you can decide to make yours the full decrease pattern, but for me, I'm going to maintain the same method as we were for the body. So right here, I'm going to make half of the decrease pattern. So half of the decrease pattern, as we all know, and remember we're working in the back loop only, not, I'm not going to work in both loops. I'm going to work in the back loop like we've been doing. So I'm just going to yarn over and, you know, work my half double into the back loop only of the very first one. Just for clarity's sake, I'm going to keep using the stitch marker, and then I'm going to work my decrease, which is 2 half double together, just like this. Then just 1 half double. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I can afford to make the complete decrease pattern, but I'm just going to do the half because I'm trying to maintain the same rhythm. So now I'm done with half of the decrease. Then I'll go ahead to make the full increase pattern, which is a total of 6. So in the very first back loop only, I'll make 2 half double crochet. This is the increase pattern right here. Then into the next, 1 half double crochet, into the next 2 half double crochet, into the next 1 half double crochet. I don't know, I feel there's really no need to like run you through this because this is what we've been doing when we're making the body. So I'm just gonna complete the full set. So this is 1 2 3 4, 2 half double crochet, which is the 5th, and then 1 half double, which is the 6th. Now with this we have completed the full increase pattern, and next you're going to do the full decrease pattern this time around, and the full decrease pattern is half double together, just like this, 1 half double next. So you're going to repeat this 6 times again. Half double together, remember it's just the back loop only, 1 half double, half double together. So we are doing the full set right here, and the very last one, 1 half double. So right now we've completed the full set of a decrease, then we move on to the full set of the increase. So we're just going to keep doing this, alternating between the full set and of the decrease and increase until we get here. I'm about to do the last half set of a decrease. So right here I'm going to do half double together, 1 half double, sorry, right here, and then the last half double together. So I just completed, and this brings us to the end of this first row. Okay, so the 46th stitch is for the slip stitch to close up the two this row. So for the sleeve, like I said, we're going to be working back and forth. Ordinarily for another pattern, we would have just made our chain 2 and then keep going round like this. That's this is clockwise, right? We'll just keep going like this. Yeah, but for this pattern, we'll be going anti-clockwise, clockwise, and anti-clockwise, clockwise, and anti-clockwise. So we just completed this row. So to move on to the next one, the second row, you chain 2 and then you flip your work. So now we are working from the inside. The inside should be facing you like this. So that's the way we're going to work in this pattern. We'll be going back and forth. So I've chained 2 and then back loop only. You do your half double. I really don't need the stitch marker anymore, but let me keep using it anyways. So we have the half double right there, and then your decrease, 2 half double together, and then 1 half double. So that's half of your decrease pattern done right there. And then you go ahead to do the increase pattern. That's 2 half double in the same stitch. The next one, 1 half double. The next 2 half double in the same stitch. You repeat that 6 times. So I believe by now you should get it. So I've gone all the way around on my second row, and you can see I'm approaching the pink stitch marker again. So I'm about to work the last half set of the decrease pattern, and that's gonna be half double together, 1 half double, back loop only as usual, and then half double together, which is my very last decrease. And this brings us to the end of row 2. And let me just remove the stitch marker and put it back here. Okay, so remember the 46th stitch for me is my slip stitch. This is how I close up the row 2, and voila, you can see the shape is beginning to come out. So you're just gonna keep doing these. And for me, I'm alternating colors, so I usually do 3 rows with one color, then I switch 3 rows another color. So I'm just, yeah, so now we're gonna chain 2, and remember to flip your work or turn your work. So now we are working from the outside. Right, so I've completed row 3 using this particular color, and you can see, like I said, the wavy pattern is beginning to really show. It's becoming more obvious, and because I want my sleeves to be exactly in the same color pattern, so the next color will be this. I'm switching to this color now, and I just finished working my very last stitch, and I'm trying to close up that round by working a slip stitch right here into the chain 2. So instead of yarning over and pulling this color, I'm just going to drop this and then use this next color to finish off the round. So I'm going to finish my slip stitch with this color, and that is how to switch colors seamlessly. Switch your colors seamlessly. Yeah, so going on like nothing ever happened. We chain 2 with this color now, 1 and 2, and as usual, turn your work. Now we are working from the inside, and I'm just gonna sew in. I'm gonna crochet over this loose ends. So as usual, back loop, half double. Yeah. And then half double together. That's the half set of the decrease pattern right there. Half double together, then the third half double, and then that's just it. You go ahead to work the increase pattern. That's half double, 2 half double in the same stitch, and one half double into the next. So that's basically how I switch my colors. So as you can see, I've switched my colors 3 times now. I'm on the third color. So here we are. This is how far I've gone with the sleeve, completed actually. And this is the cuff right here. So I figured out that I would have to show you how I did this cuff, because if you had to go by this method of making the sleeve, you would need to, well, basically it's doing this cuff for the sleeve is exactly the same way as we did the cuff for the neckline. Yeah, so basically I don't see the need of having to run you through it, because it's exactly the same thing, but I'll just show it to you. So I've completed my sleeve right here. This is the second sleeve. Sorry, this does not fit into the video frame anymore. So anyways, this is the end, and for me, I'm switching colors, so I'm just gonna introduce my new color. Okay, and with that, I'm going to finish off the slip stitch. Okay, so now we have the new color. So what I'm doing basically from here is exactly what we did here. We're going to try to even out this valley and hill, increase and decrease section. You just want to even it out a bit. So to do that, you chain two like we usually do, flip your work, because yeah, I worked on the outside, so now I'm working from the inside. Let me bring this in a bit. Yeah, so you zoom it, sorry, so you flip it, and then on the first three decrease section, we're going to work half double crochet just like that, still doing the back loop only anyways. And then on the second, half double crochet, on the third, half double crochet. Now we are at the increase section. So for this increase section, you're going to work you'll be working 1 single crochet each, and that's into 9 stitches. So 1 double crochet, oh sorry, 1 single crochet, rather single crochet was what I meant. 1 single crochet, so you do that 9 times. 3, 4, so I've done 9 single crochet. So into the next set, you're going to work 6 half double crochet into the decrease parts. It's going to be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 6. Now into the next, that's the increase part, you're going to work 9 half double crochet, 9 single crochets. So 1, 2. So I've gone all the way around, alternating 6 half double crochet into the decrease part and 9 single crochet into the increase part, and I'm at the very last 3 decrease where I'm going to work 3 half double crochet. And this right here, I finish off with my slip stitch. So I'm starting my cuff at this point, so I'm just going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 measures up to about 3 centimeters for me. I think 1.5 inches. So whatever works for you, you do. How long you want your cuff to be, and I'm just gonna add one as my turning chain, and what I'm doing right here is to slip stitch. And remember to do it loosely. Really, I don't think I should have to do all of this on screen, because this is exactly what we did when we were doing the neckband. You slip stitch right here to secure that to the sleeve, and then you go ahead and slip stitch into the next one, and we go back up. So that's what I'm just gonna keep doing. Slip stitch 5 times up, all the way up and all the way down, and I keep working my slip stitch here to secure it to the sleeve till I go all the way around and have this exact same thing. So I'm just gonna continue that off camera. And it's all done. This is exactly what we have now. I love this. I hope you enjoyed watching the tutorial. I hope it was an easy to follow tutorial. If you did, please remember to hit the like button, drop a comment if you will. The subscribe button, yes, please hit that, and you can share to anyone you feel would benefit from this video. Thank you for sticking with me till the end, and I hope to see you in my next tutorial, although I don't know when that is gonna be, but I'm sure I will. Thanks for watching. Keep crocheting. Bye.